Number
And the
six.
phone's ringing. I'll be back real quick. I gotta get
Okay.
answer something real quick.
I have a question for Noble Six. If he's a dwarf, do dwarfs have like regular sized feet? Like I wear a size 12. So if like he's like a dwarf, does he still have like size 12 feet?
I guess. I don't know. It's a good question.
Well, dwarves are strange because I think that they've changed it now where dwarves are medium-sized creatures, even though they're shorter. So it's like the same mass and square footage, but like wider and thicker.
Harry, a thick dwarf. He's a thick boy. He's dummy thick. Okay, I'm done.
Dwarves stand between 4 and 5 feet tall and average about 150 pounds.
Huh.
Yep. They're very dense.
Let's do this.
Harrison had to go get something.
I had to answer the phone,
Oh,
the house phone.
the
It had
house.
to be all the way downstairs.
Oh,
You have a
First, he had to
house
travel
phone?
back to 1997.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Is this the 90s?
Yes, we still have a home phone.
Oh, man. A landline. He had to time travel to answer his phone.
Yeah.
Was there nobody else home?
Oh, it's just me right now.
Oh, man. You and the cats.
Yeah.
All right, DM, weave your words of magic. Sweep us up into a world of pure imagination.
So you
Well-
whisper these thoughts in my ears and soothe me tonight.
Well, not entirely sure how long we'll go tonight because there are a lot of different options you guys can take, and I'm not sure what you'll choose. So,
I don't know.
last time, you guys continued exploring the secret basement of this lighthouse, where you fought off some of the reactivated guardians, we'll say, of the original person who lived here, and found a what are they called? It's from Mechanus. What was it called? A Penadrone, right? A Penadrone from Mechanus, who the original owner had been copying all of his designs off of. You freed it from his imprisonment and told him where he might be able to go to find help getting back to his home plane. And that's where we left. There's nothing super pressing to go about. You have a pirate ship waiting on you to take you wherever you need to go. That has Talanatha, the person you came to save, on it, as well as Wizzy, someone who had been living here prior, that got caught up in Hoover's web, mystic magic, whatever you want to call it.
Speaking
also
of web, oh, go ahead.
Yes, go on.
I was just going to ask, does his familiar have a name?
Yes, Rainbow.
Okay, because I feel like if I don't write a name down for it, we will forget that it ever existed.
Yep, Rainbow. Also a keg robot, which the pirates are very happy about.
So the keg robot is going to join our staff, right?
If you want him to.
I'm adding him to our list.
Wait, if he's a robot, does it mean we don't have to pay him as well?
I was going to say, I assume that we don't have to pay him, and as far as we can tell, he doesn't seem to have to be refilled, so...
He makes his own beer.
Or if he does, we could buy a cheap, common magic item that produces a certain amount of beer every day and just put it in his gut.
There you go.
Requires water.
Anyway, Um, so you are left with some options. You know that there is an election going on in Phandalin where where your headquarters is located. You know, exploring the lighthouse earlier, you saw that there was potentially a secret Dran Enterprises headquarters located in Luskin, which is further north. You know, that this lighthouse is now abandoned, and lighthouses can be pretty important. Are you going to do anything with that, or hope somebody else comes along to run it? You've got a pirate ship who can take you pretty much anywhere you want to go, but you also know that from the pirate ship, this area is a place where bootleggers come to hide their goods and whatnot. You could potentially go around and try to find some if you're looking for more magic items or something, or more money. The only thing you can say for sure that you probably need to do is contact Acquisitions Incorporated and let them know your findings.
I was going to say, that's definitely high on the list because we're also way outside of our operating zone.
Unless, I mean, I guess you could also, the lighthouse used to be operating a headquarters for another franchise. So they're gone. You could potentially petition to move here if you wanted, rather than the manor at Phandalin.
I mean, I think we should at least let them know if they need to send another team. I don't know. What do you all think about potentially moving?
So, I don't know. I kind of like Phandalin just because we kind of have the Tresendar Manor. It's kind of like our little pickup project, our little starter home, and I kind of want to see that through. But with this lighthouse, and it's pretty much already built. We cleared out this basement area now, so it's kind of safer. Like we could make it a sub franchisee. So they're part of the franchise, but they talk to us, and then we talk to Ack Inc. and then they make money, they pay us, and then we take that money and we take a cut, and then we give it to Ack Inc. There's could be money to be had here.
That seems like we need more development.
It does, but
I should also point out that you fought Huber here, and he seemed to like it. He was drunk when you guys fought and ran off, but there's every possibility he could potentially come back.
Oh.
He knows about the secret basement. He knows about all of it. Just pointing that out. It wouldn't necessarily be a secret spot.
As safe as.
But I suppose he also knows about the Tresendar Manor in Phandalin.
he knows it's not protected because we're not there.
I mean, I do think that part of this story is we are not at all set up to take on Huber. That's I'm not quite sure the rankings of the various teams. We're definitely on the lower end of the alphabet, and that's like an A through C problem.
That's a high elo.
Team D can give him the D. I think they can beat him.
Okay, so it sounds like we don't necessarily want to move.
Yeah, probably not.
Maybe we look into sort of... Could we potentially set up the... Do you think we could get the pirate ship set up as legal privateers to operate out of the lighthouse?
Ooh.
Um, I don't know who would be. Let me go to a map page. I mean, Acquisitions Incorporated could potentially back that, like hoping to make it work, but they're not exactly in Neverwinter. And
I mean, they could essentially just collect
Yeah.
bounties on bootleggers and illicitly trafficked products, as long as we could find like, I mean, the products that are getting bootlegged have to be dodging something. So whoever that is would be the ones to pay for it.
yeah. But I mean, like even so, like if they got they are pirates. They're not exactly. They do kind of what they want. Uh, we could probably make it work. We could probably make that work. Um, all right.
Okay, it seems to have subsided for a second. Okay, so we're like halfway between Neverwinter and Luskin.
Yeah.
I mean, I think really the arrangement that we could get to is just they they only go after bootleggers, and whatever they take they get to keep, and they could be sort of a built-in discouragement to bootlegging, which is what the cities would want. So,
Not necessarily Luskin.
well, Neverwinter. So maybe Neverwinter is the place to talk to. Oh my gosh, I told him to...
Oh, dude. Dog's gonna murder someone.
All right. I really am liking the pirate ship idea. And just think about it, this lighthouse has so much storage of space you can put things in.
We got so many bodies in here.
Harrison, why do you need high bodies in the lighthouse when you have an ocean to put them in?
This is true. Well, maybe
Well,
temporarily before you dump them in the
keep it
ocean.
for later.
Why would you keep a body for later?
For
To ransom
experimentation.
Max's party.
Potentially.
We will give your dead friend back. In exchange, you give us goods and money.
Noble Six, you are definitely not worth it. If you die and someone tries to ransom your body, I will tell them you will rot before I buy it.
Well, they could have handled my dead body.
Even dead.
I hope so. I don't expect you guys, if I die and someone ransoms my body, to try to buy it back. Who buys a dead body? If a person's alive, you buy them back, maybe.
Oh,
Maybe.
Well, for like a resurrectionist person or whatever.
Screw resurrection. Yeah, I'm a man. When I die, I die.
No,
Oh my
I want to give
goodness.
us like an evil witch. So
Did
she'd be
you?
like,
Does the delivery person have all their limbs?
Well, I asked for it to be just left because I knew that Russell would freak out, and instead
Right.
they rang the doorbell multiple times.
You know what? Give them a bad review.
Anyway,
Why am I saying this man was a naughty, naughty boy and he rang my doorbell?
okay. Does Ack Inc. have a branch in Neverwinter with someone who can either contact the main office or someone authoritative enough to help us set this up?
Yeah, I would think so.
That would also give us a chance to go sell some of our stuff and get George in some plate armor.
Okay.
I love the sound of that.
And I assume we talk to the pirates and make sure they're okay with it before we set out on this.
Um. Yeah, let me. Uh, I'm gonna need you to make persuasion checks, or one person do it with advantage.
I'll say this
You
feels
wanna
like
do-
a guide and help George.
Yeah, I would love that. Come on. Come on. Come on. 7.
Okay.
Add a 1d4 for the guidance. Yes.
Okay. The pirates are willing to give it a shot. Generally speaking, part of why they became pirates is because they don't like following rules. They like their freedom, stuff like that. But they recognize that they owe you a debt, and they're willing. And it doesn't sound like they're going to be, grinding out, working the 9 to 5, so to speak. So they're certainly willing to give it a shot. Um,
Well, we
they'll
could,
try to make sure they're only attract. It's hard to tell who's a bootlegger and who isn't, but they'll do their best.
but who would know better than them? You know.
Yeah, I mean they know that's kind of what they mean is like they know how to hide their intentions. Pirates are like that.
Yeah,
But
they
they'll.
they might go along with the plan and then still be priority.
I mean, if they hit a legitimate ship every now and then, it happens. But they'll try
Yeah,
not to.
mistakes happen sometimes. Yeah, you know.
As long as we get compensated in the end, it's not the big. They all get swept underneath the rug.
We can handle it.
They will even agree to if they pick up more crew members, they will rotate out who goes on the ship, and who stays behind, and whoever stays behind can operate the lighthouse, as that will be a really nice thing for not only them, when they're coming back to harbor, but for other ships not to crash into it.
Yes.
All right, so that's one thing handled. Okay, so we'll assume we set that up. So we also need to. Are we just going to hand wave and say that that's good, or do we need to talk to somebody on the other end to finish setting that up?
Yeah, well, I definitely think that Ack Inc. would see the benefits in it, so I don't think you need to really roll for them or anything. We'll just say it gets set up.
Sounds good. So in that case, probably on the same visit, we need to let them know about the more information we have about Huber, and we can also verify that this is all this all seems to be interconnected, and other bases that find things might get attacked. And we could also convey the information about the secret Dran base and see what they want us to do about it.
Okay. So your plan right now is to go to Neverwinter. You're going to tell the pirates to go back to the lighthouse and try to attack bootleggers on them. Then you're going to stay in Neverwinter for a little bit to do some shopping, find an Ack Inc. headquarters, and try to contact Omen from there. Does that sound right?
Yeah, I mean, that seems like where we would find someone who could and would be willing to use magic to help us make immediate contact.
Okay. Where I know I read it. Where did I see it? Maybe it was in the start of the next section, not the... Okay, here we go. So you're going to contact Omen directly, or just make a report to the people in Neverwinter?
Would we know what the protocol is?
Before, when you were in Phandalin, Omen wanted you to contact him pretty directly. You sent a sending message directly to him.
Okay, for a secret base, that seems like something worth doing that way.
Okay, then, because Neverwinter is a bit of a bigger city, a lot more resources than in Phandalin, we're going to say, just for the sake of expediting this, that you're able to contact Omen directly and have a conversation with him, even though he's not there. What exactly are you going to tell him?
What do you all think?
Hoover is kind of the main threat right now, and there's a secret. Meals? There's a secret about the secret Duran Enterprise base close to the lighthouse, and should we kind of clue him in on the lighthouse shenanigans we're doing up here with the pirates?
I would assume that's probably below his pay grade.
You know what? You might be right. I've never actually used that sentence that way. I've always said that's above my pay grade, never below.
I mean, I feel like Dran is someone who would use the phrase, "That's below my pay grade." That feels like his vibe.
Maybe let's just talk about Hoover, what he kind of wants to do, make an undead army.
Well, and we definitely want to emphasize that seems to be part of a bigger group. They have necromancers, but they were also interested in
the orrery.
Well, the orrery and maybe some of that Modron tech. And the fact that we did correctly identify that it was time stop, which means they're a very powerful wizard. Also maybe a little insane. Or a lot of insane.
Possibly crazy.
Maybe a little goofy too. Maybe if I wasn't so rushed with the Falanopic turning into something terrible and dying, I may have talked to him a little longer. I just felt rushed.
All right.
The relationship. It was so fast, but it was so rushed. I didn't know how to feel.
Are you guys going to? He's definitely going to ask you if you still think Drawn Enterprises was responsible for the attacks.
It sure doesn't seem like it. It seems like he was going out of his way to implicate them. Now, I wouldn't put it past them for that to be a double fake. But if it is, it's so good that we can't tell the difference.
And then, in that case, if you don't think it's Drawn Enterprises, do you have any leads on why they might have a secret headquarters in Luskin?
There was a shipment of... Oh, see, now I don't know, because there was Luskin Ice Mead on its way to Phandalin. So maybe... I don't know if that points to Dran actually being involved and hiding it, or whether... Oh, well, I mean, we've got Wizzy here. Did he write that?
Yeah, he did. He did write it. Why? Does it say why, though? Is the question. Let's find out.
What we recorded was Drant Int Secret HQ in Luskin threat ? That's a quote that you posted for us.
Yep. Yeah, so Wizzy doesn't have any specific information. How he came about this, maybe his memory is fuzzy from being body controlled, mind controlled. Yeah, it just says this include. I'll copy and paste what it says.
So the extra confusion here. So the Dran Enterprise thing was part of maps showing trade routes.
Yeah.
And we found Luskin Ice Mead. Did we verify which direction the wagon was headed? That we found outside of Phandalin?
No. It was kind of broken apart and couldn't really. No, you knew. No, you didn't. I'm getting two adventures mixed up. No, you didn't know which way it was going.
Yeah, you were thinking of Phandelver, weren't you?
Yep.
They reused the encounter. I would almost think, though, why would Luskin Ice Mead be leaving Phandalin?
Yeah, you know that's a very good assumption to make.
This is the downside to clues, is that they can mean almost anything. Okay, so there was that. I guess we could also ask Wizzy and Talanatha, do they have anything they need to report?
No, I don't think they do. I mean, everything they would have reported, you kind of did.
I guess we could mention, if there's anyone in AC Inc. who studies robots, there's a whole bunch of like robotics research and Modron research down in that basement, and they should probably get to it before the pirates we sent there turn it into a beer hall.
Well, the pirates may not know about the teleportation place unless you told them about it.
That's
No.
true. But yeah, so it might be worth sending a researcher out there.
Okay, he will make a note of that.
And maybe they could go along with whoever is helping get the newly christened privateers set up.
Okay. So with all of that,
Franchise rank improvement?
I think that comes with level.
I want my bag of holding.
You've got one.
I want my bag of holding. I'm the hordes person.
Yeah, I think it raises in rank as you level. Yeah, advancing when the average party level reaches 5, 11, and 17. So one more level and you guys get your second level. With that, Omen will tell you that he agrees with you. It doesn't feel like Drawn Enterprises is behind the attacks. It's not how they normally operate. They definitely want to take down Acquisitions Inc., but doing it one franchise at a time seems not right. Not how they go about things. They want to do more of a corporate takeover.
I would put like I'm guessing that probably Inc. has analysts or something who are keeping track of information that comes in. Just to flag like anything weird about Luskin trade routes. Because that is something I can't quite piece together if they're not involved. I mean, it could be a complete red herring, but...
Or a coincidence.
Well, yeah, I mean...
Yeah.
Red herring coincidence.
But yeah,
I mean, on a meta level, it could have been anything, and it's weird that a liquor from so far away would be what happens to show up.
something else to consider, just to put it in your little brains. If you know that somehow, even whether it was Drain Enterprises or if it was someone else doing this, somehow people found out that a piece of the orrery was in Vandalin. There could be spies in the town, which you guys were kind of already thinking about, but may have forgotten in the few weeks since you've been in Vandalin.
I mean,
So perhaps-
I'm definitely assuming someone in Phandalin is crooked. I want it to be the mayoral candidate, but I don't think it is. I think it's the weird new batch of clerics that Sister Gariel hates.
that you've never even spoken with.
It's the timing's just too weird.
You also have new people at the
Miners Exchange.
minor exchange where their leader randomly disappeared.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's also a fantasy world where weird stuff happens. Who knows what it could be?
I mean, this is true. I had another
Anyway,
thought, though. Oh, do we know who leaked anything at the lighthouse, though?
No,
So,
you don't know who's around or.
Oh no, we do. Huber joined the frickin' team. That's what happened.
Oh, okay. I don't remember saying that, but that seems reasonable.
Yeah, didn't he? He pretended to join the team and then betrayed them. Yeah. Weird gnome named Huber asked to join their group a month ago. then betrayed them and summoned undead to kill them.
Still, how did he know it was there?
That's a good point. They might be able to track it.
Yeah. Anyway, point being, somebody from there might have just been, if their headquarters is in Luskin, if Duran Enterprises has a headquarters in Luskin, and they have a spy in Phandalin, maybe they really liked the mead there, and they just ordered some.
So maybe that's something we should do when we get back, is just to casually ask around, has anyone ordered this? Does anyone do it more subtly than that? But
Yeah. Go to the bar and see who's drinking what.
Or say that we acquired some on our way back and we're looking to sell it and see who gets interested.
Okay.
I'm too much of a cheapskate to actually acquire some, but we could say we did.
Yeah, because didn't we already sell it?
Yeah, at a good profit. I mean, it was all profit because we recovered it from the road, but...
Who was it that... Did we ever figure out who accosted that caravan wagon?
I mean, it seems like it was the... Huber's group, the dragon people, because they necromanticized the goblins and the
and
horses.
They made the spectral horses, and yeah. I was just thinking it'd be kind of funny if they're the ones that shot themselves in the foot by leaving behind evidence of something like that.
Well, so it's possible there are both Dran spies and Huber spies in Phandalin.
Among others. You know of a lot of other adventuring groups.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Is there anything else that AC Inc. needs to know? Not necessarily for Omen Dran in particular, but just in general, if there are any resources that we should be getting to upgrade our franchise headquarters.
I'm not sure, but I will let you know if I figure it out.
We can just say, like, we asked about it, and we found the information they had, and then we went on. They gave us some a booklet, and they gave us an unopened box that we won't open until you figure out what it is that they needed to give us.
Yep, perfect. So yeah, Omen will say that he knows you are anxious to get back to Phandalin. He knows that the election is coming up very soon, and that it sounds like you have some investigating you want to do. But he would also appreciate it if you would go to Luskin on sort of a secret mission to confirm whether or not that headquarters is actually there.
Mm-hmm.
You guys know about it. It doesn't seem anyone else does. And if they're running a headquarters out of Luskin, we need to know why. Whether it's to our detriment or if they have a lead that we could undercut them on and get the bounty, get the money out from under them. That would be great.
I mean, I guess one thing in our favor is that Wizzy and Talanatha are both coming on, and so they could go back and be a little bit more muscle. And we left Griselda?
Gilda.
Who's Griselda?
I don't know.
Nadpod.
Oh.
I think. Now it's going to bother me. But anyway, we'll have a bit more muscle. That'll give us a major domo and some muscle there. So, all right. Then do we just want to sell our stuff and stock up and then head to Luskin?
Sounds good with me.
All right. All right.
I first have a 10 spinning war to see how much we can sell our stuff for.
Yes, you guys are. This is your second or third time in Neverwinter. You know all the places you need to go to sell stuff, so won't have you go looking about or anything. But what are you selling?
Starting from the top of the list, I'll start with the strangest items. I made 2 ever-burning torches using continual flame.
Okay.
I was trying to price them. An Everlight Shard, which specifically says it was made with continual flame. Most estimates say 100 gold. Because it does require a 50 gold material component to cast. So.
Okay. Well, shoot, I was trying to Google it, and the site I have has so many pop-ups, it's ridiculous. Let's try a different one. Okay, if they normally cost 100, we're going to say they need to make money off of them. We're going to say 80 gold each.
I mean, that's only 30 gold for a second level spell slot.
Well, we can do 90 then. But they got to make some money off of it if they're 100 gold to sell regularly.
I mean, isn't that how like most retail stores work? They buy it, give us a markup, and then it's mostly they sell in quantities to make their money.
In case you're curious, this is the Adventurers League calculation they use for spellcasting services. Which I'm putting in chat.
Does somebody get like a pen and paper and figure all this out and like keep up on the coins?
That would make it 140.
So a level 2 times 2 times 10 plus the 50 gold material
times 2.
So that if I did that math right, that's 4,000 gold.
No, it's got to do order of operations here. So that'd be 4 times 10 for 40 plus parentheses 50 times 2. So it'd be 140.
What the level in parentheses level is the second level spell, right?
Right.
So
it'd be 2 squared, so 4 times 10.
Yeah, that'd be the first order of operations. And then that'd be plus 100. You said it was 50 consumed materials, right? 50 gold?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, that's per one thing?
Yeah.
Not 2 of them? Gotcha. I mean, if we if they can be bought for 100 gold, it doesn't make sense that they would pay 140 for them. Is my only point.
Well, that was an estimate that some of the pricing guides put on them, but there's no actual. Those are fan estimates, not actual printed material.
Are they not real items?
Technically, there is not a specific item. There's the Everlight Shard, which is from Eberron.
Everbright Lantern. How much does that cost?
Oh, sorry, that's the one. Yeah. Comparable to that produced by a continual flame spell.
Okay, yeah. It says that it does not give a cost of 100. It gives a cost of 250. So they would gladly pay 140 each for those.
I'll ask for more next time.
Yeah, they will gladly give 100. That was just a quick Google thing, but it says cost 250 gold pieces. So they'll give, just to make math easy, they'll give you 150 for each.
All right.
What's next?
Okay, moving down the list. Group decision. Yellow Diamond Elemental Gem. It can summon a CR5 Earth Elemental once. Is it more useful to keep it in our back pocket as an emergency item? Or does it make more sense to cash it out for something permanent?
Well, how much is it worth cashed out?
Let's find out.
And for reference, a CR5 would be something that a party of level 5s would find challenging as like a solo enemy.
Depending on the shop you went to and persuasion checks. Yeah, persuasion seems like the right place, right word, right check. Anywhere between 100 and 500 gold.
No. We keep that.
Yeah, that feels low.
This is based off of 5e Magic Shop.
Sane magical prices put it closer to 1,000.
Yep. But that's for them to sell, is what I'm assuming.
So how do we get a merchant's license of some kind?
Why did I not click on anything?
I think for that amount of profit, it's better to keep because it does have some unusual abilities like Earth Glide, which basically lets it swim through earth and stone.
I wish that the D&D Beyond would just put the price on the page.
They are really obnoxious about not wanting to do that.
I know.
Their whole thing is like no one actually sells magic items, and then literally every home game everywhere buys and sells magic items.
Yeah. Like that's I'm clicking through different links to try and find other pricings, but
yeah, earlier I downloaded the sane magic item prices, but it doesn't cover everything. It only covers up to a certain book.
Yeah, and here's one that just says 200 gold pieces.
I bought the Discerning Merchant's Price Guide, which was another one that was recommended on D&D Beyond.
Yeah.
And oops, no, this isn't a Wonders item. This is, I don't know. I think this is searchable. One match, Elemental Gem.
Yeah, this one, the Dark Elf 007 has Elemental Gem at 200, or Yellow Elemental Gem at 200 gold pieces. So on the lower end of the 1 to 500.
Yeah, we'll call that a keep for now then. I'm sure we can come up with something much more creative to do with that. It also deals double damage to objects and structures. And it attacks twice a round and averages 14 damage.
Man,
so
that would
we
have been
could
nice
do.
trying to break into that lighthouse top.
Yeah. Okay. We'll keep that in our back pocket. Moving down the list, we have a suit of Splint Armor valued at 200 gold.
All right. They'll give you 190 for it.
All right, sold. We have some. I have several art pieces that I created. One is 70 gold.
All right. You said art is what it is, so 70 it is.
Yep. And strike through. We have some. We picked up a whole bunch of tool sets in the lighthouse. We picked up Alchemist, Carpenter, Herbalism, Thieves' Tools, Poisoner's Kit, and Tinker's Tools. Carpenter and Herbalism don't sell for very much. I think we would just as soon have an extra Herbalism kit, and maybe the Carpenter's Tools we could use as... We could, like, give to someone who's working on our base. Tinker's Tools and Thieves' Tools. Thieves' Tools notoriously break. And Veerheis, if you don't have one of those, you can't cast spells.
Oh, yeah.
So maybe we keep both of those.
Well, I have the ability to create any tool.
Using Tinker's Tools.
Okay, I can remember now.
Yeah, like all of your abilities are Tinker's Tools or Thieves' Tools based.
Yeah, I would be
Okay,
keeping
with
it.
Thieves' Tools or Artisan Tools in hand, you can, magically create.
Yeah, so we'll keep both of those. No one has Poisoner's Kit proficiency, right?
Not that I know.
Okay. Then that leaves us selling an Alchemist Supplies Kit and a Poisoner's Kit, 50 gold each.
All right, they'll give you a 40 each.
All right. Moving right along. Okay. We have 15 rations, 2 Explorers pack, and a Dungeoneers pack. That just feels probably better as random junk to stay in the bag of holding. That's things like rope and camping equipment and stuff.
Yeah, I go with that.
All right, big ticket items. Red Pearl, valued at 200 gold.
Is one of you proficient in jewelers? Did I make you roll this before? I can't remember.
Possibly. Yes, I'm proficient in jewelers.
Roll to see if you know its true worth.
Hey, Veerheis, help me take a look at this.
All right.
What stat do you want me to roll? Perception, maybe? Or, sorry, wisdom.
And I was gonna say intelligence because it would be like an investigation. You would need to know what to look for in a jewel. Nice.
All right.
Yeah, you know that it is worth 200. You can get 190 for it.
Can we just keep that rolling? Assorted gems worth 250.
Yep. Just deduct 10 from how many ever 10 from each one, and they'll give you whatever. Oh, or did you mean like
You gave it to us as assorted gems worth
Gotcha.
250.
Gotcha. Then yeah, call it 240.
All right. 11 pieces of black jasper worth 10 gold each.
They'll just give you the 10 gold for all of them. You've been good clients so far. They're going to make money off of you. So
Alright.
in good faith, they'll give you the full price for those.
I mean, think about it. Once they take the jasper and make it into a necklace, that increases the value.
Yep.
So we're going to keep the charged discs and see if we can't figure out how they work. 17 platinum rods worth 20 gold each. 4 large platinum rods worth 50 each, and 5 even larger platinum rods worth 100 each.
Yeah, for the small ones, keep it at 20. The medium ones go down to 40, and what did you say that they were both worth 100?
Yeah.
We'll call them 90, or yeah, 90. The small ones you get full price for. The others you take a little bit of a hit on.
I'm not amazed this person has this much money. This merchant has so much money.
Well, I'm assuming you're going like the jeweler's not getting the platinum rod. I'm assuming you're going to like.
Gotta go, guys, being crackheads.
What?
Our dogs, for some reason, they hear a fart outside from a mile away and they just turn to crackheads.
That happens sometimes.
All right. Now I'm getting out a calculator. I like to imagine that this is all sort of happening in character. Like, this is Errant going from shop to shop, being really, like, nitpicky. Like, big, like, notepads with all of these calculations in it, explaining the economics of spellcasting services. Do we owe any more franchise costs?
Not yet. I don't think it's been a month yet.
We just paid those on the way. Now that I think about it.
Yeah. It's probably been a week, so you've got a couple more weeks to.
All right. Our haul on that was 2,130 gold.
That's a pretty good haul.
Yeah. So we want to go ahead and knock out, what is it, 1,500 for plate? Yeah.
So I had closed the equipment page, so I was reopening it. Yep, 1,500. Who's getting it?
I think I'm the only one who can. I have the proficiency.
You
Gotcha.
Well,
you can drag plate, find plate in the compendium and drag it over to your character sheet and watch that AC skyrocket. And then whatever you had on, you can also sell that if you want. But it'll probably be at a diminished price because it's kind of bloody. Been in a lot of fights.
Whoops, I
Haven't
left
really-
off. I have 2 more 100 gold statues that used to be magical doors.
Okay. We're going to say that that's artwork, and you get 100 gold each.
All right.
Don't hold me to that in the future, though.
I mean, it's funny. I know that this is a somewhat obnoxious way to do this, but I also feel like it's 100% what the acting style encourages you to do.
No, it is. I'm fine with it.
So that leaves us with 830 gold from left over from that. And let me add this.
George, are you going to want to sell whatever armor you had on?
The answer is probably yes.
What kind
As
did
of
you
right
have?
now, George is being dyslexic, and I just cannot think of how to spell plate mail for some reason.
It's
type
just
plate.
plate. Plate.
That's where it was. My mind was thinking it's spelled with an I for some reason.
Well, there's
why.
no. You don't even need the word mail. It's just plate armor, so it'll find
Yep.
it with plate.
Yeah, if you type plate and then A,
Yeah, I'm just saying I see half plate, and there's a breastplate. I'm just trying to find the right plate. Plate armor.
Yep.
Found it.
So.
and you had. What kind of armor did you have before?
I think chainmail.
Platinum is 5-1 or 10-1.
What's that?
Is platinum 5-1 with gold or 10-1?
10 to 1. 10 to 1.
Okay.
The conversion rate in the. Yeah,
All right.
But it's definitely a chainmail.
definitely chainmail.
Yes.
You could probably sell that for 40 gold. That's about half price. It's kind of gross. You haven't taken the time to clean it. You've been wearing it a lot and having lots of fights. It's not exactly in pristine condition. But,
So with that sold, that puts us to 1,333 gold.
What did I miss?
We have a chunk of money. I think that's all the mundane equipment we need. Could we?
How much does a farting rock sell for?
A farting rock? What?
That was how
Remember
we used tinkering to distract. We tried to distract the patrol that never came.
Right.
I mean, just left a farting rock laying next to the. We might have just left it there next to the tower. The pirates will find it and wonder what the heck it is. But
Legend will build around the farting
Yes.
rock of the lighthouse.
So a couple more monetary questions, and then I'm done. Do we think we have any upcoming expenses for the base or the franchise in general?
Yeah, well, you now have a lot more people in your franchise. Wizzy, Talanatha. You've got. Let's see. You've got Gilda as your
Major Domo,
major domo. Thank you.
Talanatha as a fixer, and Wizzy as a skilled hireling.
Okay. So
But-
I'm looking at.
We already have some of them built into our stuff.
Yeah, so major domo's built in. One skilled hireling is built in. Do you have any untrained hirelings?
I think we temporarily hired some to build for us, but we
Okay.
hadn't actually made them.
Official.
Yeah, I think
But-
we just paid them out of pocket for the last round.
Okay. So you'll need to pay Talanatha. I'm gonna say she'll probably be the same cost as a major domo going out and doing important things for you. Is there a panel saying how much it costs? To the Google machine.
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun, shopping episode.
Upkeep and expenses. That seems way too expensive. Let's try something else.
I mean, the list in the Ack Inc. book is Major Domo, Untrained, Skilled, or a Crew.
Right, I'm trying to figure out how much an extra one would cost. Because you already have Gilda as your major domo, so having another one with skill like that would cost more money than a. Let's do 5e hireling cost.
Yeah, well, I've been meaning to ask you about this, CJ, but since I kind of am a knight and I have retainers as well as part of my background, how does that kind of play into this? Since we're talking about people.
I would think most of your like servants and stuff would probably be unskilled laborers.
Makes sense. Well, I get 3 of them. I have 3 servants. Or, yeah.
So I would say you probably pay them 2 silver pieces a day. If there's 30 days in a month, that'd be 60 silver pieces. So 6 gold a month.
Yeah.
The skilled hireling, that's what you're making Wizzy, right? He's the built-in skilled hireling. Okay, that's 2 gold pieces a day for him, but he's built into your expenses. We'll call them an extra major domo. We'll say you came to an agreement with Talanatha that she will be taken on as a skilled hireling of 2 gold pieces a day, but she gets half of the treasure she does on her own. Would that work for you guys?
I think I can live with that because it's treasure we wouldn't be getting otherwise.
True.
Although, CJ, if we really want to mess with your head, the wording of the retainers feature says these retainers can be attendants or messengers, and one might be a major domo. I know that's not. I'm sure they didn't think of that, but it is funny.
Yeah, so we'll say that Talanatha gets 60 gold a month. Plus, if you send her out on anything, she gets half of whatever she finds. Seem fair?
I can live with that. And so then we have 2 extra unskilled hirelings from the retainer feature. Or do we want to say are all... Would a middle ground for the one might be a major domo that one of his retainers might be a skilled hireling?
Sure.
Well, I think it's yeah. Cool.
Wait, it depends on how much you guys want to spend, I guess.
Well, the way I'm reading this is there's not a cost for these retainers.
Oh,
It's just his background feature.
Yeah,
gotcha.
and one could be a squire.
But here's what I was able to find. So depending on what you guys might want to, I wasn't able to find any cost on major domos. I would assume they cost more than a skilled hireling, but I don't know exactly how much more to make them cost.
So for now, all we need to do is we could actually send Talanatha. Do we just want to go ahead and send her with a month's pay? I don't think we'll be in Luskin forever, but just in case.
Okay. Yeah, send her with a month's pay, and do you need to pay any of the other hirelings? Do you want to keep them on longer without dipping into what you're allotted for your franchise?
Well, I'll say everyone else is part of the allotted, right?
Well, you said you didn't want to do that for the unskilled hirelings for whatever reason. You wanted to pay them out of pocket.
No, we did that last time because we hadn't actually. I think it was because we didn't have a franchise rank yet.
Gotcha. So
we'll just, and actually they don't even have a name. That was just like laborers from town. So
yeah. Okay.
Okay. So do we want to specifically instruct her to hunt down maybe... What's the most important thing? I feel like if we solve the disappearances, we can flip the election. And that's 2 birds with 1 stone. And maybe if she happens to stumble across any leads that point towards mysterious spies in Phandalin, that's a bonus, but not her main objective.
Sounds good.
So you're sending her to investigate the disappearances of...
There was missing livestock.
Okay.
But we also know there's missing people.
Hello?
Okay. Man, we did a whole lot of stuff and I took 0 notes so far.
All right. So you're wanting to investigate the livestock or the people?
What do you all think?
I'm thinking people.
It should also be known, like, you guys should remember that she is known in that town. People will know who she is because she was part of acting before it got raided.
So then maybe the livestock is the better place to start.
Yeah.
Okay. So with that, is that everything you want to do in Neverwinter?
Well, the part of the reason I was asking about the costs is, like, are we going to be paying like 1,000 gold to raise our franchise rank or something at some point? Because I know there's a lot of like physical upgrades that goes with that.
I don't think you have to pay to raise your rank. You'll be... Yeah, it doesn't look like you need to pay to just raise your rank. Like, you'll get your bag of holding and stuff like that. But if you want to do any of like the cosmetics to your headquarters, like making it bigger or adding a, like with the beer robot, if you want to make it a tavern or something along those lines, you'd have to do a lot of construction and whatnot, and that would cost money.
Well, here's another question. Maybe we just sort of price this as we go around the market. Would we be able to pick up an all-purpose tool? Well, okay, so group decision. Priorities as far as our money at this point. So George and I are in plate, which is a big upgrade out of the way. George has a magic weapon. So next things on the priority list, I would think, would be magic weapon for Noble 6 and spellcasting focuses for me and Veerheis.
Yeah.
So usually magic weapon is in like the 1,000 gold range. Do you have a guess what an amulet of the devout or all-purpose tool +1 would cost?
Let's find out. Come on. Well, come on. Let's try this then. Sorry,
No worries. This kind of stuff's a lot of bookkeeping.
Yeah.
it's a +1 is listed as uncommon, and that yellow elemental stone was also listed as uncommon. So 1 to 500, let's call it 300, right in the middle.
So
Unless this might tell me all-purpose. Oh, That is a lot more expensive. Where did they find this information, or did they just make it up?
Well, both of those can be in different rarities, so it could be a higher rarity.
Right, a +1 was listed as uncommon at D&D Beyond, and the yellow elemental stone was also listed as uncommon. So both rarities were the same.
And what's the stone do? Help you guys focus with spells?
So all-purpose tool is a +1 spellcasting focus for artificers, which would make his attacks more accurate and his spells harder to resist. It also lets him turn it into any tool, and he can also, for 8 hours a day, cast a cantrip from any spell list, even one he doesn't know. Like one cantrip, not all of them. The Amulet of the Devout would let me do the same for spellcasting, and it would also give me an extra channel divinity every day.
Yeah, even when I go to just the actual page in the book for the all-purpose tool. Oh, it says uncommon plus rather than just uncommon. That would at least be on the higher end, I guess, of uncommon items. So we'll call it 500 rather than the 300. This place listed as 1,500 gold.
Is that that's what the Discerning Merchant's price guide has it at, but that seems
High.
crazy high.
Yeah. I'm on dungeonsports.com and it's got it listed as 1,500, but that seems really high for an uncommon item. But 500 seems really low for a +1 to all his spells. No, I'm gonna go with the 500. And if you guys get a powerful item for cheap, is what it is.
Oh. The Discerning Merchant's price guide thinks a +1 weapon is also 500.
See, perfect. 500 it is.
All right, then can we scrounge up 27 more gold between us?
Yeah, I think we should go for both of those.
Didn't you have like 1,300?
We just handed... I guess we could not hand 60 to... Actually, if we're getting the all-purpose tool, let's just say that we sold the Thieves' Tools and Tinker's Tools, and that'll make up the difference.
What do you need the 1,300 gold for?
1,300 would be Magic Weapon for Noble 6, Amulet of the Devout for me, and all-purpose tool for Veerheis.
Oh, okay. I thought you were just getting the all-purpose tool, and I was like, you've got plenty of gold. What do you need 27?
No, that would cover all of us, which would be great, because then everyone is kitted out with at least like the most basic magic item needs.
Okay.
Make sure I got my math right. So 1273 plus 75, 1348 minus 300 for the Devout, 500 for the all-purpose, and 500 for... What kind of magic weapon does Noble 6 want?
Oh, another great axe. I don't remember any great axes off the top of my head that are...
That goes to... So we want to pay close attention and make sure we don't double pay Talanatha.
Why is it what's the difference between these two great axe +1s? It's interesting. There isn't one. Okay. Do you know how to add items to your character sheet?
Yeah, I search them, and then I My tear sheet pulled up.
You drag and drop, yeah.
Yep.
Is mine just is the all-purpose tool +1? I guess.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
And make sure you're keeping track of your attunement.
Yeah, I was say I've got 2 things, so now I think I'm up to 3.
That means you don't have anything to sell because you need your other stuff as well, your tools. But I'm assuming you're going to try and sell your great axe, Noble 6.
Yeah, if I get the greatest +1, I can sell the great axe.
You can sell it for 15 gold. 15.
That puts us to a party total of 63 gold.
I have 205 gold.
And
Oh, okay.
what'd
Awesome.
you get, Colby?
Amulet of the Devout +1.
What's that do?
It's a +1 spellcasting focus, and I get an extra channel divinity once per long rest, or once per dawn.
Oh, I was not finding it, but that's because I'm in equipment, not magic items.
So that's a good question. Does that auto update? 8 + 2 + 4 + 1. Okay. Mine automatically corrected.
I will be back in a sec. I'm going to go get food.
Okay.
And I assume that on the way we took a long rest.
Yeah. I thought I told you guys to do that last time.
It's possible. I've been playing a lot of Baldur's Gate 3 and Celasta Crown of the Magister, and it's made me realize just how often cleric cantrips miss. Although one thing I do like that they do is if someone in your party has guidance, every time it's reasonable and someone is rolling a some kind of skill check, you can click to cast it. Although I didn't realize the level cap is still only goes up to 4.
Yeah.
They got a long way to go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm assuming their internal stuff goes above that.
Yeah.
Because they've got to be checking that stuff.
Yeah, supposedly they're going to land. It's going to be higher than level 10 for the final.
I really hope so. I wish they would just go all the way up to if you want to grind all the way to level 20 before you go face the boss, like let me grind to level 20.
Well, I think what they did, like with at least with Neverwinter, was the main game took you up to like, well, I don't know. It was capped at maybe 15, but most people only got like 12 or 13.
Mm-hmm.
And then the expansion bumped it all the way up to like epic levels.
Yeah.
I guess I'm gonna get food too.
Them hungry boys over there. Hey CJ, you know what this means?
What?
Next encounter might be a little bit more of a steamroll, I feel like.
Unless you
Probably.
plan for it.
I'm gonna
I
have
mean-
to start bumping stuff up.
Maybe. I mean, I have an AC of 20 now.
I know. You're not. I let you guys earn way too much money because plate armor's not supposed to be a thing for most people for a while. But that's okay.
Yeah, we have 2 sets of it now.
I can just throw in a couple dragons.
Yeah, you know what? I think we can take it. Let's take on Ancient Dragon right now.
What are we checking with that?
Oh, I was trying to figure out how to get the all-purpose tool to add its stuff to things. Because it's +1 to attack rolls and saving throw DCs, which I don't know how to do the saving throw. Because I think I got the attack roll. Yeah. But I don't know how to do, like, I guess.
When I equipped mine, it automatically updated.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So I might have added unnecessarily.
Your spell attack would be 8 plus proficiency plus intelligence. You don't have an arcane focus as your infusion, do you? I'm back whenever. Yep.
Okay.
Well, that would at least get us halfway.
You want to go with them?
Yeah, I mean, I would assume they didn't pack up and get back on the sea within 3 hours. All genders, men, women, and keg robots. I mean, we all also got either an awesome suit of armor or a magic item, so.
Yeah. Better off now.
So there's no Ack Ink branch, right?
In Luskin.
Do we know if they even have any friendly contacts up here?
Omen probably would have mentioned that. I don't think so. I mean, you might. Yeah, it doesn't. There, Omen and Ack Inc. might know people, but saying they're friendly might be a bit of a stretch. Willing to work with you for a price, definitely, but calling them loyal or trustworthy, maybe not.
The pirates might have also recommended some places to check out. Is there the Luskin Ice Mead that we sold?
Mm-hmm.
Is there only one place that makes that, or was there like a brewery or something marked on that, a meadery?
I think it's just a general thing. Like I don't think it's one single place. I think it's just mead from Luskin.
So that's not necessarily a lead that would point us to something here immediately.
No, I don't believe so. I'm trying to look it up, but I'm 99% sure that no, it's just mead from Luskin. Kind of like saying Belgian beer. Like there's a lot of it.
Oh, the Forgotten Realms wiki says that it's just regular mead that they export at an exceptional price and call it Luskin Ice Mead.
Yeah, it 100% is.
That's funny.
They mentioned that earlier in this same campaign. Is like you can sell it at really high prices to the right people, but people who might know, like the people who know alcohol wouldn't do it.
That makes it even sillier that they were shipping it all the way to Phandalin.
Well, maybe that's why, though, because someone like that mayoral candidate seems exactly like the kind of idiot who would overpay.
Right. Because they get.
Maybe we should have shopped it to him. What else? Are there any spells that would be good to cast? All the cool spells are 3rd level.
Until you get 3rd level spells, and then all the cool level spells are 4th level.
I mean, I can think of a lot of stuff to do with 3rd level spells. Don't get me wrong. There's some cool ones, as you keep going up, but... Tell the truth. Yeah, 3rd level gives you ascending, which there's a lot you can do with ascending. You just wait till we get divination, though. going to be nuts.
Yes, it will. So yeah, I will. I will prepare a tavern for you guys to go into first thing, and then a couple other things to go from there. That sound good for next week?
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
All right.
Sounds great.
I will see you guys next week then.
Sounds good.
All right.
Have a good one.
Peace.
You too.
What else? I do have my money-making guide to look at.
Are we still rank 1 on our whatever they're called?
Yeah, he said until we hit level 5.
Okay.
So next level.
Gotcha.
Yep.
It's kind of weird because Talanatha, she had the same job as me. The Oculent. They even used her own character model for it as well.
Nice. Is there anything interesting that artificers can do?
I was also going to ask about the Homunculus Servant or whatever. I haven't used it yet, but I keep wondering if that's something I should be using or...
I mean, it's definitely handy. And I think... Yeah, I mean, it's like a familiar. It gives you a lot of options for scouting, for doing like small tasks. Let's see. Yeah, the infusion list, you've got all kinds of cool stuff. That's something else too. If you took the enhanced arcane focus infusion, you can swap that next time you level up.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure if I could, enhance one of the already attuned items.
No, and you can only have one. So,
Okay.
like, you can't mix and match those. Yeah, whenever you gain a level in this class, you can replace one of the infusions you know.
Okay. Sounds good.
And actually, I think at level 5, doesn't the... No, it's level 6. At level 6, you get a whole new set of items you can emulate.
Oh.
What would be handy?
Yeah, but level 6 is like 2 months away for us right now, so...
I mean, I do think probably there is a... well, just in case he watches, I'll go ahead and sign off from the stream here.